I'm Moira from the Dévah Quartet. We're all doing little videos to kind of give you an idea of who we are. And I thought I'd do kind of a fun segment on what I bring to a gig with me. I've got my bag here, and this is kind of the typical bag. This is the bag I bring everywhere I go. It's been with me for like 15 years. It's a rucksack, all leather, super durable, love it to death. And so we're gonna kind of go through what I bring. So, are you ready? Here we go. So, typical day on a gig, water bottle. I bring my water with me everywhere because I get really thirsty all the time. You need to stay hydrated, most important thing. Okay, cell phone with all my cards. Again, it goes with me everywhere. These are the two things that if I'm allowed to bring them on stage, I will. We've got hand sanitizer. That's a must right now. What's also a must, it's in here somewhere, is the hand cream. I always like to have hand cream with me because it keeps my hands nice and ready to play, and I don't like having dry hands because it's not very fun. A typical day on the gig can range from something really conservative to something a little bit more edgy. I always have different options in my bag, always. I guess option one is your typical black pant. Now, I buy clothes that don't wrinkle easily so that I can stick them into bags. A pair of Dynamite pants right here, skinny legged, really fun. So this is like a typical black shirt that's for my conservative look. So a lot of orchestra stuff will want you to have long sleeves or at least 3/4. That's kind of the conservative look that people are looking for. With that, you're gonna wanna get, I'm digging through here. Okay, high heels. Especially if you're on stage, they're a must. If you're an orchestra, you need some stockings, some black kind of stockings that go with. These are a pair of shoes. I've actually had these since 2007. This is kind of my jewelry bag, and in my jewelry bag, I always have different options again. So I'll have something like a classier bracelet that I can kind of wear above, so it's a little bit classy, or if I'm doing something a little bit more edgy, I've got something like so. There we go, we've got like a silver bracelet that also, fits really nice. I always wear my bracelets on my right arm, so that's my bow arm. Never on my left arm because it can clunk and like make noise on your instrument, and that just is very inconvenient. As for necklaces, I really only wear one, and can you see, guys? It's the one I'm wearing. It's a flat necklace. So again, with putting an instrument up to your neck, it can vibrate and make noises, and it can feel really uncomfortable. So this is the only one that I actually ever play with, ever. I've got hairspray, straightener, or curler to have the option. Eyeshadow is a Sephora Pro. Here we go. It's pretty used up, but there we go. Got my makeup bag, which has my foundation and my makeup brushes and everything in it. I forgot one thing. This is like the oldest box I have, I think. I think my sister painted this when I was 8, to be honest. It's falling apart every which way, but it's amazing clip holders. It's got like bobby pins and clips, a few extra elastics, some hair clips, and it even has some money in there. So there you go. But sometimes you get to a gig and they're like, you know what, you're dressed a little bit too conservative, or you need to funk it up, as they say. So I do usually come prepared with a second outfit, which I can show you now. So usually I'll have something like a legging. So this one's like I think it's Dynamite again, but so a pleather legging, shines on stage under light, which is nice. I will cover myself with a longer kind of dress usually to kind of cover up a little bit, but then I'll top it off with my leather vest, which I almost always bring with me for these kind of events. The reason I love this one so much is got a bunch of zippers on it, which are great to keep batteries in. So if I'm doing an electric show, it's my batteries that go in here, it's hair ties, it's hair clips, it's anything that will be good in case of emergencies. And I can kind of hide them, and it all kind of looks part of the look. Oh yes, The strapless bra. You must not forget the strapless bra. Ooh, in my shoe, I found some deodorant. That's a must, especially if I'm gone all day and I'm going up onto stage. I've got a hairbrush and a different kind of choice of shoe. So I've had these booties, I've repaired them. They've got the funky kind of buckles on them, but most importantly, they're comfortable to play in. So it's great if I'm sitting down for a show and I can wear the 4-inch heel, but when I have to stand for a long period of time, I'd much rather be in a chunky 3-inch boot. And I've got 2 lip gloss options. One, it goes right with my outfits actually. One that's kind of conservative, that blends in, and one bright red. It's a Jackson Triggs kind of bright red lipstick. And these 2 actually stay in my bag full time. They live here. And what people don't know is I always carry this around. This is kind of like my good luck charm. My oldest son made this for me when he was, I think 4, JK. He came home, I think this was his Mother's Day present. So it says Joshy on it, it has a heart. And it stays in my gig bag, it lives here. It's kind of my, yeah, it's just my good luck charm in my bag. And I also have this here, which comes from the Caribbean. I used to travel, and I still do, but I used to travel every year down to the Caribbean. And so I got this, or somebody gave it to me, I can't remember, but it's been also in here and it lives in my bag full time. And I think, let me just look, that's about it for my bag. That covers what I wear, but it doesn't really cover my gear, does it? I also have, I kind of live in my car, to be honest. I usually have a bunch of stuff that stay in my car. One of the biggest things that stay in my car is an extra music stand. The extra music stand is just one that kind of folds up here. It's sturdy, it's great, it's lightweight. Peak music stands, bought it at the Sound Post, and I use it all the time. If I'm on acoustic, I'm either on my violin or my viola, most often my viola, but in my instrument here, let's open it up. I always have 2 bows. I use the carbon fiber one on my electric instrument, which I'll show you a little bit later. And then obviously I have my instrument, shoulder rest, earplugs, very important. If you're at a loud event, you always need your earplugs, rosin, and some cleaning cloths. We also have extra strings, so I have some Vision Solos here. I've got some Eva Pratzis. I've got some Jagers. These are all brand new strings. Oh yes, this picture. So this is a picture that stays in my case. It's a concert from when I was 7 years old, and I used to have it kind of sitting up here, but it's kind of moved around, and it's one that I keep with me because it's kind of my motivation. Every time I think of as to like why I do what I do, I remember that day, and I was super proud of, you know, being in this big concert and wearing a dress. So it stays with me in my cases. I've got a leather mute, dear to my heart, made by Marcel Saint-Cyr. It's one of a kind. He makes them by hand. I don't even know if he's still making them. Wonderful cellist, beautiful coach from McGill, and he made this one specially for me, so I keep that in here. I have a tuner. So this is a tuner that you actually attach kind of onto your instrument like so. And you use it when it's really loud. So if you're going to a concert that has a lot of stuff going on and you can't actually tune, there's no orchestra tuning or something like that, then you can attach it to your instrument and tune your instrument, which is really nice. I've got some Dévah business cards. Always a must, always be able to represent. So that's in my case. We're just gonna push this around here. Last year I was at a gig and they asked me to come prepared. I wasn't allowed to bring sheet music. It was, you can only do this gig if you have everything digital. So I went out and bought myself an iPad, which complicates things because then you need to bring even more stuff. So now I always bring my iPad, my page turner. This is a great one, Firefly, sorry. The charger, very important. Oh, and I don't have my phone charger, which I normally always bring. These are some Shure headphones, more gear. You can plug in and have your own earpiece. And then I have a pickup. It wraps around your instrument, and it wraps in an acoustic instrument, I should say, and picks up your sound. And then I usually always have my little pencil case. So I've got a pen, a pencil, a pen, I've got my Apple Pencil. So that is another little bag that I usually have, and that's kind of like my tech gear. So much gear all the time. Then we have the iPad stand, because you can't put an iPad onto a normal music stand. I also have this little guitar stand. So I play both violin and viola, and especially when I'm doing the Mervish productions, I am often on both, and I switch in between instruments. I usually have a stand that I can hold one instrument while I play the second instrument, and I can switch in between. And then if I'm fully electric, I obviously have my electric instrument. So I have my pickup. I always have a belt in here. The belt is used to hold my pack. So in case I'm wearing a dress or something like that, I always have my belt that I can clip onto. So that's useful. Extra cables, must. Rosin, my wireless pack, and then a whole pack of new strings as well. And of course the electric must be accompanied by my pedal case. I usually have my power cable, and then I have 2 1/4 to 1/4 inch cables. I've got my actual pedal board. I didn't actually look through this before, I should have maybe, of brand new cables. More converting cables, bag of batteries. And then I would normally also have my amp, but I don't have it because it's at Emily's house since we had just done a gig right before quarantine hit, and it stayed at Emily's house. So I will get it back once we can all see each other again. But there you go, a life in the day of Moira Burke going to a gig. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a lot of stuff that I bring with me on a regular basis. Just wanted to say a huge thank you for watching today. Let me know what you think. Maybe there's something that I have in my bag that you don't, or maybe you think I should have something. Let me know. Comment below, subscribe, please subscribe. And until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home.